Hey everybody, welcome to the Conscious Love Show. Whether you are single, you are in a relationship, or you're healing a broken heart, this show is here to inspire you, to remind you how beautiful, lovable, and amazing you truly are, and to give you the practical tools and insights to navigate from wherever you are right now to the loving relationship that you so deeply want to have. My name is Shane Kohler. I'm a certified transformational coach and trainer with over a decade experience helping people release their trauma and open their hearts to love. I've delivered seminars all over the world, coached thousands of people through my online platforms and programs, and every week I'm coming straight to you with the hottest insights and the best teachers around, bringing you powerful resources and profound conversations to heal your relationship with love, dating, and yourself. I'm so grateful you're here, and if it's your first time, welcome. You can count on me to always show up for you with my very best and a commitment to learn and grow myself so I can serve you to my maximum ability. Thanks so much for tuning into the show. I've got some awesome things planned for you today. So without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so I'm going to start with this question. How long do I wait for a man to make up his mind? And there have been several people who have asked this question in different ways, in different wordings, but the essence of it is the same, right? How long do I ground myself? How long do I be patient? How long do I give him space to make up his mind about what he wants? And I can't give you a clear answer specifically because every relationship has nuance. I don't know how much time you've spent together. You know, if you've been together for 3 months, how many times have you seen each other in those 3 months, right? How unique have your interactions been? Have you slept together? Have you not slept together? Like there's a lot of nuance here and each situation is unique. So I can't say, wait this long and then leave. What I can do is give you some guidelines for how to approach this with a man. And that will hopefully help you understand where you need to be in your situation. So how long do you wait? As a general rule, I think 3 months is a great amount of time to be moving from casually dating into we're actually boyfriend, girlfriend. We're actually exploring something real together. Now, again, if you've only seen each other 3 times in 3 months, that may not apply. So there's a lot of nuance here. But let's say over the course of 3 months, you've been talking several times a week. You've been getting together once a week or maybe once every other week. You've been spending a considerable amount of time together. Maybe you've been physical in those 3 months, right? Like taking all of this into account. At that point, that's a really good place to be where it's like, okay, we've gotten to know each other. We like each other. We've spent time together. We want to continue spending time together. If we're going to continue spending time together, given everything we've built already, given everything we've shared already, it doesn't really make sense for us to keep spending time together casually. If we're going to keep spending time together, it makes sense at this point for us to name that something is happening here and for us to start moving towards something real. I also want to name this, and this is an important distinction here. 3 months, that 3-month mark where I say, okay, maybe we're boyfriend, girlfriend now. Maybe we're naming this as something that we're building, as something that we're working on, as something we're moving into together. That's not the same as commitment. And this is an important distinction because commitment is not something that like, I don't have it one day and the next day I have it. And that's how a lot of us think about it. We think, okay, I'm going to be casual until I get commitment. And then once I get commitment, I'm going to have it. That's a really immature way of looking at it. Commitment is not something that transforms completely from one day to the next. Commitment is something that evolves over time. So let's say after 3 months of consistently talking and dating and seeing each other, now you say we're boyfriend, girlfriend. Now you say we both like each other. We both want to be together. We're going to approach this in a way that leads us towards that. Okay. Now that you're at that level of it, let's say you give it another year before you're really truly committed. And a lot of people don't like that timeline because they say, like, I'm going to have to wait a year before knowing where I stand with this person. And what I want to say is no, not necessarily, because there are going to be benchmarks all along the way that show you that the relationship is progressing. Like you become boyfriend, girlfriend, like you have conversations about the future. You see the commitment deepening in real time. You have conversations like, what do you think about marriage? What do you think about children, right? Like that's all that happens in this year. So over the course of this year, the commitment is either deepening or it's stagnating. So this is where, like, what I really want everybody to understand here is that there's not a one size fits all answer for if he's not committed after 3 months, leave him. That doesn't work. That's a really immature way of thinking about it. The answer is know your truth. Stand in your truth. Know what you want. Know what you need. Communicate about it. Talk about it. Ask for it. When the relationship isn't meeting you where you need to be met, challenge it. See if he can meet you where you need to be met. Maybe it's not just one conversation. Maybe it's several conversations. Maybe it's several conversations over a couple of months. Maybe there are failures and then opportunities where he rises and then opportunities where you talk about things and rehash things. You see, this is what we've got to get out of this idea that I'm going to extract commitment from someone and I'm going to have it and I'm going to own it and it's going to be mine. That is a wound that is trying to extract safety from someone else. That's not healthy in a relationship. What's healthy is owning your safety, owning your sovereignty within yourself, communicating from that place of sovereignty. Clarifying wants, needs, desires. Inviting him to step into meeting those wants and needs and desires. Sharing a vision for a relationship with him, seeing if he can participate in that vision of a relationship. And it's not just like you passively sit back and wait. Is he stepping in? Is he not? Okay, he's not. I'm dropping him. You don't drop him after passively waiting for 6 months and then just say, you're not the man I'm looking for. What you do is you actively engage over those 6 months through sharing your heart, through sharing your soul, through deep communication, through trial and error, thanking him when things go well, challenging it when things don't go well, inviting a greater possibility in the relationship. When you're grounded in your sovereignty, when you're grounded in your truth, when you know what you want, when you know what you need, when you're showing up to the relationship in that way, when you're asking for it, that's what invites him into the kind of partnership that you want to have with him. If you're connected to your truth, if you're in tune with your body and what it feels like to be in this relationship, you will intuitively know if he's rising to the occasion or not. You'll feel in your bones like he's showing up for me. I trust him. I feel safe with him. I know that he cares, not because of a promise he made or something he said or something he did one time, but because of how he shows up for me day in and day out. Not because he can read my mind and he's perfect and he knows exactly what I want when I want it and he does everything perfectly, but because when I share with him, he hears me. When I share that something's important to me, when I share that I need something from him, he prioritizes that. And he may not do it perfectly every time, but I can see his effort. I can feel his effort. And at the end of the day, he may not get it right 100% of the time. He may not be perfect. But I know that he's the kind of guy who's going to catch me when I fall. In our time together, he's proven that over and over and over and over again. And so let's say if you've been in a relationship with someone for a year and a half, something like that, and you've been really engaging in deep, vulnerable communication with each other, there's been a steady progression into deeper and deeper levels of commitment over the course of that time. Maybe it started with being willing to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Maybe it started with showing up for you, like planning dates, wanting to take you out, wanting to spend time together on a consistent basis. Maybe it evolved into discussing future plans together, discussing dreams, creating a vision of a life together. Maybe it evolved into talking about when you would want to live together or if you wanted to have children together. Maybe it continues evolving into marriage, into proposing, and into these higher levels of commitment, into buying a house together. You see, commitment is not a black and white thing. It's not all white one day and all black the next. Commitment is a steady progression of merging your lives together deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper as the years go by. And that never really ends. Like, if I look at my journey with my wife, there was the initial commitment of, like I said, we just planned to spend time together. Then there was the commitment of we became like in a relationship, right? Boyfriend and girlfriend. We're like, okay, we're in something now. Then there was the commitment of me moving to a new house because we were long distance and the place I was living at the time wasn't really conducive for my wife to come and stay with me when she would be in my town. So I moved to a new house so it was better for what we were doing there. Then after that, we ended up getting our own apartment in my town, so we had a place of our own without my roommate. Then there was me moving to New Jersey to live with her. And we lived in the same house. Then there was us getting married. Now my wife's pregnant. She's going to have a baby next month. So then we're moving into parenthood. In between that, we adopted 2 dogs. We bought a house, right? Like, there wasn't one moment when I was like, okay, now we're committed. If I had to say there was a moment, it would be when I proposed to her. If there was a moment that we shifted from not committed to committed, that would be the moment. When I made the verbal declaration that I want to spend the rest of my life with you. We'd been together for 2 years by that time. I don't expect anybody to wait 2 years to feel certain about someone. The truth is, we felt certain about each other long before that. But it wasn't any one moment that it was like, okay, now we're committed. It was a steady progression of moment after moment after moment after moment after moment that led to that certainty. So when I proposed to her, it wasn't like yesterday we weren't committed and now we are. When I proposed to her, it was an expression of what we had already built in our partnership together. If you get what I'm saying, tap that heart a few times. I just want to make sure everybody's with me on this. Because you can't really ask about a timeline. It's not about an amount of time. It's about what happens in that amount of time. It's about you being connected to your truth and asking yourself every day, is this relationship reflecting and honoring my truth? Is this person showing depth and love and consideration for my truth? Are we growing into something together? That's how it works. There's no passive thing that says, if we've been together for 6 months, now we're committed. It's not about the 6 months. It's about what you build together in the 6 months. That's what matters. And that requires you being deeply connected every step of the way. It requires you naming your needs. It requires you challenging the things that are not in alignment. And it requires you sitting with yourself every step of the way and saying, does this align with me enough to keep moving forward with it? That's what it's about. So thank you for the question, all of you who asked that question. It's a deeply powerful one. Thanks again for checking out the show. Please subscribe on whatever platform you listen to podcasts on the most. And I would love it so much if you leave a review and tell people what you think of us. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram @TheLivingRelationship to connect more closely. And I'm grateful to be supporting you on your journey to love.